method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently. We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
Queen.
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmad.
Nobody knows why liars lie. Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history. It's God's side and the other side.
Country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good Uber cabbage and look like Mr. Potato Head.
I didn't want to be a movie star.
No, you couldn't be a movie star. Ricky Smiley can't act. Cause Ricky Smiley can't act. Why is he in a dress again? He didn't be wanting to Barbie. And you gotta tell him no. Said ain't got no special, you remember? Eve ain't got no special, you remember? Ricky ain't got no special, you remember? Sir, I have 12 comedy specials. P. Diddy or whoever you is. TVJ, 20 of them. I won't stop burning you down until there ain't nothing left. Rubble on top of rubble and I'll still be bombing. Look like a wall, Richard. Look like a wall. You didn't say no. Look like a wall, Richard. Look like a wall. You didn't say no.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamin. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time Queen Goddess goes live. And hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast last night if you tuned in. If you didn't, sorry you missed it. Okay? Because we had a whole lot of fun. All right, so let's get ready to get into it. We have good news and bad news. With that all being said, hello, We Next, aka DSB. All right, Miss Sheila's here. Juju B is here. Hot Mess Equines is here. Pearly, Auntie Leah is in the house. Liz, Danielle, Lillian X, 504 Nola, Deronda, Most Hated Bronze Flat Power God is here. All right, Buckhorse DC. Let's get into it. Everyone, please hit that like button. It doesn't cost you a thing. That's how you can support the stream for free. Okay, so thank you kindly. Anita Harrell, DJ Big Six, Troy is in the house. Okay, no, Mossy is here. Say Cat said it better than I, and then Queen A. Okay. All right, G from the land. Just anticipate. Shout out to everyone in the chat, all of my loyal royals, and everyone tuning into the Queen. The big shout out to my moderators because they put in work. All right, so let's get into it. Congratulations to the winners of the trivia last night and the Jeopardy round. Okay, the nefarious Desmond won both times against the panel. Okay, so let's get into it, you guys, because there is some bad news. Hey, we the people, you know, there has been a terrorist act, and it's a straight act of terrorism, okay, in New Orleans. So let's talk about that first. All right, and prayers to the families of those that were, the families of the victims who lost their lives, and speedy recoveries and prayers and well wishes to those who were injured. So let's talk about it. I'm going to first go to the press conference because someone plowed their car into a crowd of people in New Orleans. Multiple people deceased. Okay, so I'm going to the press conference. This was about 5 hours ago, and then I'll go to the live footage. If they still have some live footage being shown. Let's get into it.
And Mayor Latari Cantrell will start with her remarks.
Thank you.
Okay, just give us just a little space, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Good morning. First of all, we do know that the city of New Orleans was impacted by a terrorist attack. It's all still under investigation. You'll hear more after me. However, I have been in direct contact with the White House, with Governor Landry, and of course, a unified command who is present here. What I'm asking at this time are prayers for those who have lost their lives in the city of New Orleans due to this tragedy. In addition to that, I'm asking the public to stay clear of 8 blocks around Bourbon Street. Stay clear from Bourbon Street, 8 blocks around. Very active, and again, a unified command is in place right now. I'm going to ask Chief Kirkpatrick to give you an update. You're then going to hear from our agent in charge relative to the FBI. So at this time, Chief Kirkpatrick.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to give you as much of the information I possibly can. We are going to give you an update a couple of times today. So we will give you just the basics this morning. All right. We had this event started at about 3:15. It did involve a man driving a pickup truck down Bourbon Street at a very fast pace, and it was very intentional behavior. This man was trying to run over as many people as he possibly could. It was not a DUI situation. This is a more complex and more serious based on the information we have right now. With respect to numbers, we have right now, and as you already know, this could change throughout the day. We do know that there are 26 injured people who are at UMC Hospital. We know we have 4 at Turo, 4 at Ochsner Baptist, 1 at Tulane. But even as I was walking out the door, I believe I have an unconfirmed additional people who have been taken to other area hospitals, possibly on the east side. But we will give you as many correct numbers as we can as the day progresses. It is a very tragic situation for me to tell you that we know we have 10 people that this man killed on Bourbon Street. That is why we do not want anyone on Bourbon Street today. Wherever you see yellow tape, please do not violate this tape. This is in order to protect and stabilize the scene. We have information to a certain degree of the demographics of those who are in the hospital right now. We do not know at this point how many could be tourists versus locals, but from the information I have right now, it seems the majority are locals versus tourists. What I also can tell you is that this man, this perpetrator, he fired on our officers from his vehicle when he crashed his vehicle. 2 of our officers have been shot. They are stable, and we will give you an update on them. I have yet been able to go to the hospital. I will be leaving here for us to go visit our officers. We have called in every officer that we have. We have so much appreciated our partnerships who have also offered us staff. Last night, we had over 300 officers. In order to conduct this, he was hell-bent on creating the carnage and the damage that he did. Because of the nature and the indices that we have on the scene, and we have enough information that the FBI will be taking over this investigation. And with that, I am going to be asking, this is the assistant, this is Agent Duncan, Special Agent Duncan, and she has taken over this case on behalf of us and the FBI. As always, we will be in partnership with all of our partners. But Agent Duncan, if you want to have a few words for me.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. My name is Alethea Duncan. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge for FBI New Orleans. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found. And we are working on confirming if this is a viable device or not. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we're asking everyone to stay away from Bourbon Street, specifically from Canal Street to St. Anne. That is my ask. Once again, stay away from Bourbon Street, Canal Street, all the way to St. Anne until we can figure out what is going on. Our goal is to provide you additional information at the 11 a.m. press conference. Thank you so much, and we will be in touch.
Yes, I will say that we want our community and our visitors to continue enjoying. There's so much to enjoy about New Orleans, and we are going to make sure that our routes in the Superdome are safe today for the game. And yet we had this tragic event, and we're sorry again to everyone in our community. But we do want you to go about the day, as we say, just stay away from bourbon. Okay?
Can you elaborate on the device? You did say something about the device.
We actually are not going to be taking questions this morning until we have more information. That's why we will give you an 11 o'clock briefing. So until then, please hold your questions. We will give you everything that we possibly can. Okay? So 11 o'clock, we will see you at the headquarters, and we will go again from there. Okay? No questions.
The device is confirmed, right? The device is confirmed?
Now, I have several questions for some of you all in the chat, because I can see that some of you with your nefarious selves are sitting here clowning this woman. Okay, I see y'all sitting here clowning this poor woman. This woman's out here trying to do her job. Y'all calling her Fire Marshal Bill, going in on her, saying she should be in a nursing home and all of that. It's a darn shame. Y'all need to stop. This lady is older and still has the good use of her faculties, and is out here putting boots to the ground doing work. Okay? Doing a whole lot more than your nefarious President Biden is doing. Doing a whole lot more than what Biden is doing as far as I'm concerned. And they said they spoke to the White House. Well, I'll bet you that Biden comes out later on today and issues a statement saying that we're monitoring it from the White House. Isn't that what he always says? Y'all need to quit going in on this lady. Some people at her age don't even have full use of their faculties. They're not in the right frames of mind. At least she can get up and go to work and still be useful and productive in her community. You people are nefarious. Okay, y'all are nefarious. At the end of the day, let's do better. All right, let us not be as petty. I won't say let's not be petty, because I'm still going to be petty, but let's not be as petty going into this new year of 2025, okay? Please, can we try that? We next, aka DSB, with your nefarious self. This is all so sad. Y'all need to sit down somewhere. It's all I'm saying. Now, with that all been said, you know, I would like to say, but of course, DC says, sweet Jesus, help me. Well, I hope that he does. It helps all of the rest of you nefarious ones. Now, with that having said, Happy New Year to everybody. Some of you may not be celebrating the New Year because you're waiting till March. I celebrated both January and March. No use in lying, okay? No use in lying. I celebrated both, okay, on both occasions. Now, historically, many cultures actually celebrated the New Year in March particularly due to the spring equinox. And also it aligned with the natural cycle of renewal and rebirth. All right, for those of you who saw that very thorough broadcast that I did on the spiritual channel about maybe 2 years ago about the Ark of Noah, which is the true story of Noah's Ark and how they have these floods that come, they would have these floods that would come over in Egypt and destroy everything. Okay, but it would be good and bad because it would bring such rich minerals to the soil that they would have such an abundant harvest and everyone would have, an abundance of food and all of that. Okay, so that's the real story of Noah's Ark. All right, and why am I bringing that up? Well, because I'm talking about, rebirth, okay, vitality. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Big harvest and the arrival of spring. Now, with that all being said, Troy said, speak that truth, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Listen, people, this is what I need you guys to do. We next AKDSB, so I remember that video, Queen. Thank you. What I need you all to do is, I told you all this before, we need to rise out of our old ways of thinking. Okay, we're in the age of Aquarius. A lot of things are going to be revealed. A lot of evil and wicked things are going to be happening more so than ever because these demons are literally walking around clothed in human flesh. And if you're not using your discernment, you're going to be lost in the sauce. Okay, it is very important that we pay attention to the people that we surround ourselves with moving forward, the types of energy we allow into our lives. Don't forget that energy is contagious. How many times have I told you this? Stay away from those people that we deem as psyche or energy vampires. They mean you no good. Stay away from those who are haters and naysayers who try to stifle your dreams and try to hold you back from evolving and moving forward. Remember, there are some people who sit right there and pretend to be cheerleading for you, but all the while they just want a front row seat to your demise. Okay, remember that. All right, and we're going to be talking more about allegories, okay, specifically on this channel because we already have talked about them time and time again on the spiritual channel. But as I told you guys, I'm thinking about bringing some of my spiritual teachings to this channel, and that's what I'm going to do despite some of you advising me against it. Because I just think the ones of you that said, no, Queen, don't do it. I think y'all just don't want everybody, getting all the spiritual information that y'all get. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring some of that to here. Okay, because I don't want to be in the algorithm, just in the algorithm with celebrity gossip, because I'm not a celebrity gossiper. I repeat, I am not a celebrity gossiper. Okay, I want you all to remember that. Now, you guys, it's absolutely true. Hold on. You guys know it's absolutely true, okay? Y'all know the Queen is not a celebrity gossiper. I mean, once in the chat if you think I am. Once in the chat if you think the Queen is a celebrity gossiper. Twos if you disagree. Ones if you think I am a celebrity gossiper. Twos if you disagree. Hold on, I'm trying to find a receipt that I want to show you guys. Might be in my other email. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Most people are putting twos. Okay, and so that all been said. Thank you, guys. Now, because I just want to show you all the difference. Hold on. Doggone it, where is that darn video? I had a video queued up since yesterday. I meant to show you all this. In fact, I was going to show you all this last night. Hold on, while I'm trying to find this real quick, let me go to more information on this incident that happened in New Orleans. Danielle said, you talk about a mixture of topics, Queen. Thank you, beloved. That's the way I intend to keep it. I'm no one-trick pony. Please pay attention.
As he possibly could, in her words, that he went around barricades in order to be able to create this carnage, essentially. We know that about 30 people have been sent to the hospital now to be treated for their injuries, and we expect another update a little bit later on this morning. The police chief says that the majority of the individuals who were hurt
Hold on. I'm sorry. I got the wrong thing playing. Hold on. Hold on, beloveds. I am so sorry. I had the wrong thing playing. I had the man showing on the screen, but I'm hearing the talking audio coming from somewhere else. Like, what's going on here? Hold on. They talking about this man went around the barricades and all of that. And they have the Sugar Bowl coming out tonight. Hold on. Let's get into it. I'm going to rewind it back just a bit.
Truck plowed down Bourbon Street, killing more than 10 people, maybe as many as 12, and injuring at least 27 others. It is an active scene right now. We do not know if it was a drunk driver or possibly some act of domestic terrorism that was intentionally done. We have crews all over downtown and the French Quarter. We'll bring you the very latest information. Also, the NOPD superintendent, Ann Kirkpatrick, and the mayor of New Orleans, LaToya Cantrell, are in the French Quarter. They are at the 8th District Precinct right now on Royal Street. We are expecting them to give a press briefing very soon. As soon as that happens, we will bring it to you live here. Before we do, let's start off our coverage with Aubrey Killian. He is live at University Medical Center. That is the only level 1 trauma center in the state of Louisiana and Southeast Louisiana right now. That is where all these people have been taken. Aubrey, a tragic scene, but what is the very latest information that you have from UMC?
Hey, Travers. So New Orleans EMS, they have been working very hard all morning long, giving us new details and new information on this tragic and devastating story that we've been staying on top of all morning. Behind me here at UMC, the sun is starting to come up. You can see the cars going up and down the entrance ramp. But here's what I can tell you. According to New Orleans EMS, 10 dead, 30 transported by EMS across 5 local hospitals. They have additional units staged downtown at this time as well. They say those hospitals are University Medical Center, Toro, East Jefferson General Hospital, Ochsner Main, and Ochsner Baptist. They all receive patients. UMC with the most, 14 patients transported by EMS to UMC. I asked them too, were any of the victims first responders? They said they couldn't not confirm that at this time. They'll have to defer to NOPD for that. But they did say no EMS personnel were injured. They're also telling me the scene is still actively being worked, and NOPD is asking the public to stay clear of the area. New Orleans EMS is also asking residents and visitors of New Orleans to activate 911 service responsibly for emergencies only. EMS has additional staff on duty right now to continue to respond to 911 calls. So again, this is what it's like here at UMC. We did see NOPD on the entrance ramp. We also saw Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office units on the entrance ramp at this time. But again, 10 people dead, about 30 injured. Stay with me on this developing story. Back to you.
Yeah.
What is taking place, and there will be no questions because we are continuing to investigate. We will have an updated briefing at 11. We'll be at police headquarters. If that changes, we will let you know, and for 3 p.m. And with that, we will get our group behind us to assemble. As I said, we will have 3 to 4 of our leaders speaking. We won't be able to take questions because we are still actively investigating this situation. And with that, keep on to assemble, so let's get in position for where you are.
You have been watching our NBC News special report coverage from our local NBC.
Okay. Like I said, prayers for everyone. That is a very sad and tragic event, and some people just have the devil in them. Okay, I don't know. They may say this person had mental illness or something, but I doubt it because this seems to have been very much planned out and carefully crafted and carried out. And I don't think that that has anything to do with mental illness when people do such things. Okay, when they can plan it out and have the wherewithal to know right from wrong, when they purposely set in place motions, okay, to do other nefarious things. And they said something about him setting Airbnb on fire, planting explosive devices and all this. So very calculated as far as I'm concerned. Now, that all being said, Danielle says, my sister sent me a video of a person who witnessed the attack. There were some things that he said that has me question things. Honey, I always question things. It always, the stuff like this always seems very, very much so, just definitely suspicious. I mean, and I say that, of course, it's suspicious, but I'm saying that I don't think this has anything to do with mental illness, because I know sometimes they want to come out and tell us that at the end of the day, rather than just admitting that some people are, quite frankly, just nefarious, just have the devil in them. Okay, just have evil and wicked intentions. All right, just our whole psychopaths, if you will. Now, with that all been said, someone suggested that I bring Gavin on because he lives in New Orleans. Well, I just called him. He didn't answer. I'll call him back later, or hopefully he'll call me back later. With that all being said, listen, okay, we're going to get into this tea in a minute, but I just want to tell you guys, like I said, the queen is no celebrity gossiper. And you see, the reason some people think that I am is because sometimes they pop in. It might be their first time visiting the channel, and this is what they see. They might see something like this. And I want y'all to pay attention, because at the end of the day, this is from 5 months ago. And I have on my today's outfit. Please pay attention. But anyway, I want y'all to listen. They might hear me saying stuff like this and think I'm just gossiping, honey. You could have missed it unless you live under a rock, but it had long been rumored that Jay-Z had stuff going on with Rihanna. Now, I don't know if he really had stuff going on with her, if it was true or not, but a lot of stuff was really strange. Okay. It was a whole lot of things that was real crazy going on, but we're going to get into that in a second. But first of all, let me get into this article. Okay, so here's what they said. Social media. I actually followed this woman on, but they were in the crowd close together. Okay, and then remember the pictures that were posted with Claudia sitting up on Diddy. She said they were sitting on the couch, but she looked like she was sitting on his lap. I don't know if she was or not, but at the end of the day, y'all think that was a coincidence that Claudia Jordan, Diddy, and then Jay-Z and Kathy were in the same spot at the same time, and that was a coincidence. And not to mention, Claudia said that she didn't have nothing going on with Diddy, and that Diddy called her going off about those pictures that got leaked to media takeout, and said he texted her 52 times. She said she woke up to 52 texts and missed phone calls. Girl, if you didn't have nothing going on with that man, why was he texting you 52 times? Why did he even have your number? And then let's not forget how she said that she went to some of those Diddy parties, but she left early. Girl, and she said, I didn't even see him while I was there. Girl, how did you not see the man who was hosting the parties and you're at his own mansion? I mean, please make it all make sense. I don't believe it. But anyway, that's just me. Okay, now I know that may have sounded like gossip, but I actually had receipts. I actually was speaking facts. Okay, so y'all got me messed up, is all I'm saying. Truth Brown said just lies. Yes, she was lying, honey. She knows darn well. Okay? She knows darn well, honey. Please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, I don't want people to get me twisted with these nefarious celebrity gossipers who just be at her gossiping. All right? Because I do gossip on occasion, but that's not what the queen wants to be known for. Is all I'm saying. Okay, please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, but of course, DC said, I'm just laughing. Truth Brown said, Claudia be lying. I know she does, beloved. Okay, Kaylani says, do you all think the New Orleans attack could be a little Hollywood song and dance? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's absolutely valid. DJ Big Six says, receipts to back up every single thing. Thank you, beloved. See, that's not gossip. See, it may sound like it because I talk fast and, you know the way I put things out there. Okay, y'all just know the way my presentation is. Makes it sound like gossip, but see, gossip is when you really don't have much facts. You just got a whole lot of innuendo and speculation. Okay, I am not a troll. Don't worry. Says you are hilarious and I like your content. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Okay, Auntie Leah said the attacker had a Middle Eastern name. Okay. All right. So listen, let me just give you guys, I forgot to tell you all some of my predictions last night because we got carried away with the trivia, the jeopardy of it all, and it was fun. And if you guys missed that, go back and watch, okay? I did drop some news and information. I talked about the polar freeze. I talked about this mysterious fog that people are saying that they're sick. It's making them sick. And has a funny smell and all of that. Okay, I also talked about, what else did I talk about? I gave some updates on Diddy, okay? Tony Busby's response to Alex Spiro, talking about dismissing the case and all of that. And so we gave some news, but we also had a good time. So if you missed it, please go back and watch, honey, because that trivia and Jeopardy round, that was all crazy. So in my haste, I forgot to tell you guys some of my predictions that I have for 2025. So first off, let me say, and I know y'all going to say, Queen, you sound crazy. How is this going to happen? Well, just pay attention because I haven't been wrong yet. Not to say that doesn't mean I can't be wrong, but I see Kendrick Lamar, of course, being everywhere after the Super Bowl performance, which that's to be expected, I would think. But I also see him and Drake, getting together. I literally see Kendrick and Drake together. Okay. I don't know if they're friends, but I see them doing something together. All right. Maybe this will be something put out there by the record label, something that's going to make them some money. You know how they do. But that's what I see. I also see a huge earthquake, possibly followed by a tsunami. And that's likely going to be in Asia. Okay. I see another attempt on Donald Trump. Okay. I see both a fake and real alien invasions. And I want you all to pay attention because I've been telling you all since 2020 that there's going to be a fake alien invasion. And but here's the thing with a fake alien invasion. Now, this is just what I'm seeing. And I'm gonna be careful how I choose my words because y'all know how the queen got in trouble when I start saying all that stuff and doing all those predictions about stupid 19 and the pandemic. Okay, even before it happened, I was telling y'all the tea, and I told y'all how it's all gonna go down and how people are gonna be told to get that venom. So that all being said, I see both a fake and real alien invasion, the fake one coming first, and then I see that them basically possibly issuing like an emergency, not martial law, but some type of state of emergency, and basically telling people, just trying to scare everybody, like with the pandemic, a whole lot of fear mongering, okay, and basically possibly even telling people, oh, you may need to get this, because we don't know what they have or what they're bringing here. Read between the lines, can't say it all. Y'all know what I'm talking about, though. I hope y'all can figure that out. Okay, just like I'm saying, pretty much like the same thing we went through with the pandemic, or shall I say the pandemic. Okay. With that all being said, Danielle said, Queen, do you do your full predictions on Rumble? No, I haven't really been on Rumble much until yesterday. I'm going to start posting more of that type of content on there, though. Okay. Also, let me see. Oh, and then, like I said, real alien invasion, okay? And this will happen to raise the levels of consciousness, okay? And for those of us who have our third eyes open, who have the gift of discernment, we will know what is going on. Now, some people are not going to know, sadly. They're going to be caught up in the propaganda. They're going to be listening to the government and all these things. They're not going to see the truth. But for those of us to see the truth, this is going to be like even more so of an awakening for us, raising our levels of consciousness even more so, okay? And this is all by design. This is how it's supposed to play out. Remember, we're in the age of Aquarius, and I keep telling you guys, we have to move away from the old way of thinking and be more receptive to the truth that's going to be unveiled before us, because more truth is coming and more things are going to be exposed and more people are going to be exposed. All right. Then another thing is these robots. Now, do you guys remember, and I've told you this before, I told you about this episode of Twilight Zone that I saw. This was a newer version of the Twilight Zone, not the old one with Rod Serling, but more, I think it was with Forrest Whitaker when he was directing it or whatever. But there was an episode of Twilight Zone that I saw years ago that reminds me of what I see happening now. They had these people and they had these robots. Now, the robots looked like humans. Now, I didn't see the entire episode, but what I do remember is towards the end, there was a man who came home to his wife and child, and he was saying that they had been out fighting, okay, against, like there was a war going on between the real humans and the robots who seemed to have thought they were human. And so the man comes home and he's telling his wife what went down with the war and everything. And so it's like he was victorious is what he was basically saying. And so you're looking at him and you're looking at her and you're looking at the baby and you're thinking that they're the humans because that's what they look like. And he said something along the lines of, and I'm paraphrasing, he said something like, it's crazy because they really think that they were here first when in fact we were. And then he sits down and the wife hands him the baby and then he's feeding the baby. And then as it's going off, you look and see that the baby is plugged into a charger, like a cell phone charger. So that's when you realize, wait a minute, they're the darn robots. And so that's like what I see like happening here, like some of these robots, these humanoid looking robots, basically acting like they're real people and like they deserve rights and privileges. Okay, I just want you all to pay attention. Just remember you heard it here first. And also, sadly, let me just tell you guys something. Remember those videos that I showed you all? I told you I had a dream about Justin Bieber and Jay-Z. And that was the reason for me bringing up that story that I did like 9 months ago about Jay-Z and Justin Bieber, or what Justin said about Jay-Z. Well, and the videos I showed you with Stephen Baldwin crying, and then him saying that, all these people are going to be exposed. Basically, that's what he was really hinting at. And then saying that, God's justice or something like that. I can't remember everything he was saying. But there is like a dark cloud I see over Justin Bieber. Something really sad or bad is about to happen to him. Okay, something bad is really about to happen to Justin Bieber. So everybody needs to be praying for him. At the end of the day, it doesn't look good, is all I'm saying. Okay, so that all being said, I don't even like putting stuff like that out there. But that's just what I saw. Okay, Auntie Leah said, you want your third eye open. Well, if you want your third eye open, you can start by raising the Kundalini energy or the Christ within energy. If you don't know how to do that, you can go watch that video that I posted on the spiritual channel. Okay, because there are certain things that you have to do for the third eye to open. And also what you all need to all be doing is this year in 2025, you need to be trying to decalcify your pineal glands. Okay? You need to stop brushing your teeth with toothpaste that has fluoride in it. You need to stop drinking and cooking with tap water. And if you bathe in tap water, which most people do, of course, we can't help it, you need to get a filter on your shower heads. Okay, these are some things you need to do because you need to get that fluoride, as much of it as possible, out of your system. And when you're going to get your dental work done and they offer you the fluoride rinse, you need to tell them no. And they'll try to bully you into doing it. Okay, but you be stern and tell them no. No matter how good they tell you it is, fluoride is not good for you. And if you don't know that, go to my spiritual channel. I have a very thorough video telling you about the effects of fluoride. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a doctor of public administration. I'm not here to give you medical advice. I'm just telling you some things that I have found out along with my research. Okay, Troy says that video on Rumble was very interesting. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. That's another thing. If you haven't been following me on Rumble, you need to, because I'm going to be posting more on there at least once or twice a week. I'm going to be posting things on there that can't be discussed on here. And you need to be finding out that stuff is, because trust me, it's all going to be serious. Okay? And let me just say this. I did delete one of my Rumble pages because I didn't want people to get confused, because I actually created 2 pages by mistake. I had a previous page. I forgot I even had it because I never used it. It had like 200 followers, okay? I probably posted like 1 video on there, maybe 2. But then I had forgotten all about it and I created another one. So I deleted the first one. So if you were following the first one, please follow the current one that's up. Okay, so now with that all been said, that Crazy Beach Era says, no lies, queen. Thank you. The Hood Realer said fluoride destroys the pineal gland. Absolutely. Okay, and that's the plan. That's why they put it in your water, and that's why they put it in your toothpaste. Okay, please pay attention. That's why they do that. They don't need a bunch of woke people walking around here knowing everything. Okay, seeing beyond the fog, the smoke and mirrors, seeing beyond the bullshit. They don't need a bunch of woke people because you can't control a bunch of woke people. That's why they turn the word woke into something negative, the woke left and all of that. They try to make it sound negative, but they really don't want a bunch of people who know what's going on. Okay, so moderators, could you please drop the link to my Rumble channel in the chat, please? I see someone asking for it. Now, let's get into it. Because first off, let's talk about Jay-Z. Let's talk about Jay-Z and Diddy real quick before we get into Royce, honey, because Royce has been going in on Dwight Howard. Jay-Z's attorney claims expired deadlines should sink the child rape lawsuit against the rapper in a new filing. Now, we already know about this, but this is just to reiterate because this came out 2 days ago. So Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Spiro, said that the sexual assault case filed against the rapper earlier this month should be dismissed due to a number of issues linked to a combo of technicalities, expired deadlines, and locations involved. Spiro said that Tony Busby, who is representing the Alabama woman who says she was raped by Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs, both age 55, when she was 13, glossed over critical details that nullify the case. Now, let me tell you guys something. Now, I'm not going to get into it. I'll tell you all later. I'm going to tell you guys later because somebody asked me to do another reading on Jay-Z. Somebody asked me to do another reading on Jay-Z in the comments because I said Jay-Z's not going to jail. Listen, doesn't work like that. I can do as many readings as you want, but the cards have already told me he's not going to jail, and my intuitions also already told me that. But I did a reading on him for something else last night, and Jay-Z, with this incident with this woman, Jay-Z just might be telling the truth. That's what the card said. Now, that doesn't mean Jay-Z hadn't done anything, because the cards clearly told me that he did in other cases. But in this case, the cards show that Jay-Z just might be telling the truth. But let's continue. Now, with that all being said, Spiro told the court that he intends to file a motion to dismiss, citing the timing of the events in question as the legal statute the woman is suing under had not been implemented until 3 months later on December of 2000. Spiro said in legal documents that the statute can't be applied against the rapper retroactively. Okay? So now let's talk about Diddy. Let's talk about Diddy. Hold on. Like stuff, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Remember, it doesn't cost you a single thing. Hold on. Oh, here it is right here. Now listen to what they said about Diddy. Lord, this don't surprise me at all. This came out about 5 hours ago. They said, you knew when he came in, it was like all the fun would end. This is what a former employee said about Diddy. Said he would just suck the fun out of any room that he walked in. Most of us are waking up on January the 1st and preparing to start fresh on the new year with a clean slate. Let's begin anew. There are others, however, who will have lingering effects of 2024 following them into the coming year. Rapper Jay-Z continues to deny rape allegations. Viral murder suspect Luigi Maggiani will face accusations that he shot and killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. I'm glad I just brought that up. I'm glad that they put that in there, because I forgot to tell you all about my prediction for him. Brian Maggiani is not the killer. But that's nothing new, because I told you all that in the first place. Once in the chat, if you remember me telling you guys that that man is not the person who did it. Once in the chat, if y'all remember me telling you guys that. So nobody remembers me saying that, okay, there go the ones. I told you guys that's not the man. That is not the man. I literally did a reading on him. That's not the man. That is not the man. I want y'all to pay attention. But guess what? He's going to be punished for it. He's going to be punished for it at the end of the day. This man is being used as a whole scapegoat. This man has been used as a whole scapegoat. It's just like with the Kennedy assassination. I want you all to pay attention. That man is not the one who did it. He absolutely is not. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. But anyway, let me continue. Let me just say allegedly, because y'all know how they do. But the card showed me that wasn't him. Now, with that all being said, viral murder suspect Luigi Maggiani will face accusations that he shot and killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on the streets of New York City. And music mogul Sean Diddy Combs awaits his pending trial for air trafficking charges, even suffering mental breakdowns thanks to the conditions he's allegedly encountered in the Metropolitan Detention Center. While Diddy awaits trial, those that knew him are speaking out, and the sentiments aren't great. Let me tell y'all what I saw in Diddy's cards last night. That's after I got off this live. I was bored. I was watching a movie that wasn't really interesting, so I started doing some readings. Now, what I saw in Diddy's cards is more misfortune, okay? And basically, I saw a powerful woman, a strong, very calculated woman in his cards, okay? And someone who's very, what's the word I want to use? Someone who moves in very calculated steps. Now, that's probably, in my opinion, either his mother, Janice Combs, or one of his female attorneys. For some reason, I think it's his mother. But it also showed betrayal. Now, Jay-Z's clearly already betrayed him, but it shows that there's someone that's going to betray him very soon. Okay, please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, Goes on to say, Sean Diddy Combs lived the bulk of his life in the public spotlight, creating his own music and producing albums for Mary J. Blige, the Notorious B.I.G., Mariah Carey, and more. Working for Diddy, however, might not have been the walk in the park. Okay, according to those who toiled under him at Uptown Records in the early days of his career. In a profile filed to Fortune, Diddy's former assistant, Pam Lewis Rudin, spoke about the promoter's time at Uptown, where he started as a record promoter but quickly climbed the ranks. Her memories aren't flattering, as Lewis Rudin explains. She said he was always in a hurry, and you knew when he came in that it was like, oh, the fun would end. He was always really pissed off about something, and he'd blow in, get everybody all riled up, and leave. A couple of months in, he started calling everybody a bitch. All bitches to the meeting room. I'm sorry, what? That's how he talks to people? All bitches to the meeting room. I consider myself lucky to have gotten out when I did, because if I had stayed there, heaven only knows. By no means is Pam Lewis Rudin a one-and-done intern who tried the music industry for a month and realized that it wasn't for her. Okay, quite the contrary. The veteran music industry executive has more than 30 years in the business with stints at RCA, MCA, and Uptown Records, where she worked closely with Sean Diddy Combs. I'm willing to believe that she has seen a lot. Often rude or belligerent behavior is chalked up to the client being difficult, as former record executive and journalist Naima Cochran told Fortune. Saying the people who tend to be great artists and creative minds also tend to be boundary pushers. They've been told their whole lives that because they are special, the normal rules don't apply to them. Sean Diddy Combs currently is facing a reality of life in prison based on the charges that have been leveled against him. And even if he were to be proven innocent in a court of law, Diddy will forever be associated with the details of the Diddy parties that allegedly took place over the years, tainting his reputation in the court of public opinion. As we head into 2025 and anticipate a lot of legal back and forth. Okay, and so that I've been saying, let me tell you guys something. Diddy still has those tapes. Diddy still has those tapes, you guys. Diddy has the goods and the feds want them. Okay, the cards show me that Diddy still has those damn tapes and the feds need to sit down somewhere, because what they don't have is the tapes. Just like I told you guys, but guess what? Guess what? Diddy, you're not getting out anytime soon. It's not looking good for you, beloveds. Meanwhile, his daughters, the beautiful twins, they were out celebrating some event just the other day. I forgot what it was. Hold on, let me see if I put that in here. And I want to move on and get into this whole thing with Royce and Dwight. Here it goes right here. And Beyonce had a win also, so we'll get into that in a second. Sean Diddy Combs' twin daughters seen at St. Bart's as rapper remains in prison. They got Ellen looking a hot mess, but let me continue. Okay, so they say that his daughters have been spotted living it up in St. Bart's. Okay, they revealed that Jesse and Delilah Combs were seen out and about in the tropical paradise mere days after their father begged jail guards to take him to the hospital for observation after he had a meltdown over Christmas. So Jesse and Delilah's vacation comes as they celebrated a major milestone, turning 18 years old on December 21st, while their father awaits his trafficking trial behind bars at the MDC. The music mogul's teenage daughters looked carefree as they were sporting matching tropical looks as they boarded a yacht. Jesse and Delilah who often coordinate their outfits as seen in their joint Instagram account, wore strapless hot pink floral dresses and carried matching hot pink tote bags. Well, they do look cute. Let me just show you guys some pictures. Let me just show you guys some pictures. There they go. All right. So anyway, instead of jet setting to a tropical paradise like St. Bart's, Combs had to settle for a bleak holiday in jail without luxury gifts, decorations, and lunch at 11 a.m. The pressure of his legal situation and being alone during the holiday with a source, which a source said is usually a time he always spends with his children, apparently became all too much for the Bad Boy Records founder. They wanted Diddy to give up those tapes, honey. He's going to sit there until he decides to. According to the source, Combs suffered a breakdown over Christmas, during which he asked the MDC guards to take him to the hospital, though his request was denied. The insider said, with his high-powered legal team, Diddy thought he was out, thought he'd be out on bail by now. Spending the holidays behind bars was a nightmare for him. He eventually managed to calm himself down with a meditation technique that he's been using while he's been behind bars. It took him a few hours of deep breathing. Diddy! Hold on, Diddy. I'm going to bring you a floating device. But with that all being said, Diddy, do you want me to come break you out? Diddy, where are your demons now? I have several questions. Where are Urzuli Frida and Urzuli Danter? And the Roman god Bacchus, no less. Diddy, they did you dirty. But anyway, since been arrested, several other lawsuits have been filed against Combs from 3 unnamed individuals accusing him of assault. These individuals claim the hitmaker drugged and raped them in incidents that happened much more recently than previously reported claims. Well, alas, he'll be sitting there for a minute now. Meanwhile, Beyonce had a little small win, even though she stressed the hell out about Jay-Z. Okay, she did get some good news amid her her husband's legal battle along with Diddy. Beyonce, the legendary artist of the music world who is best known for her dance moves as well, recently scored a major victory, securing all rights to her daughter Blue Ivy's name. On December 31st, this news broke by the Trademark Official Gazette, as this legal win gives the superstar full control over the name, making it hers to protect and use under or however she sees fit. Now, the trademark feud began back in 2012, just after Ivy was born, when Beyonce and Jay-Z filed for the rights to her name. However, the company's goal was simple, as they all wanted just to stop anyone from cashing in on their daughter's name without permission. Now, the ruling comes after a fierce battle with the wedding planner who tried to use the name for his business purposes. You know, people are always trying to do stupid stuff like that. Why would you even want to? Because they're just trying to fatten their own pockets. Now, Ivy's father, Jay-Z, who is currently facing some serious charges of gang raping a 13-year-old girl with his longtime friend, Sean Diddy Combs. Okay, longtime friend, but Alex Spiro says no, they're not, and they never were friends. Okay, earlier opened up to Vanity Fair about the matter and explained how they wanted to keep their daughter's name. He shared saying, people wanted to make products based on our child's name, and you don't want anybody trying to benefit off your baby's name. No, and you shouldn't. Nobody should be allowed to. So I'm with them on that. So, okay, so Beyonce was allowed to trademark her name. Above all, the drama said B is getting tired of La Camo. No, she's not. She's not going anti-wear, beloved. First of all, I'll tell you why. They both have too much dirt on each other, okay, to part ways. That's for number one. And who's going to help her cast those nefarious spells? Allegedly. Beyonce's a whole witch. In my opinion. I can't prove she's a witch, but I absolutely believe she's a witch. Okay, I absolutely believe that she's a witch. Y'all heard what that drummer said, that she was doing extreme witchcraft. Extreme witchcraft. And I absolutely believe it. I absolutely believe it, okay? And she has some of the beehive under a spell. And let's not forget, and this is my opinion, let's not forget those people at that nefarious church of hers, okay? Let us not forget. Now, let's get into this whole thing with Royce. Royce is out here spilling all the tea on Dwight Howard. I'm going to go straight to her Instagram, and I'm going to share my screen so you all can hear this all for yourselves. Because, oh, hold on. I forgot to tell you all this about Diddy. Now, they also said that Diddy, with his low-down self, and he's such a scandalous person, allegedly, they said Diddy hired men to lure women to the parties. Let's not forget that video that I showed you all where he was on Conan and he was talking about you got to have water, you got to have what the women want, because when you get them there, you don't want them to leave, and you got to turn the AC off so it's hot, okay, because the heat affects the liquor. I just want you all to think about how Diddy has carefully planned and crafted these things out for years, okay? He said the heat affects the liquor. Now, I never even thought about that. I mean, maybe because I'm not a drinker, but he said the heat affects the liquor and all of that. And then y'all remember I showed you all that video? And he was talking about you got to have locks on the doors so they can't leave. Now, I'm sorry, but wasn't that in some of the lawsuits that he locked the doors so people couldn't get out? I mean, he really has incriminated himself. All you have to do is go back and look up some of his past videos, and he literally was telling stuff on himself. You understand what I'm saying? He was really telling on himself. But anyway, now they're saying this was reported today, just a few hours ago. Source claims to be approached by one such person at Diddy Combs' party. Sean Diddy Combs is already facing a barrage of serious allegations over alleged abuse that went on at his freak-off white parties. Okay, now one of the attendees who was claimed to be at the Music Mogul's party in 2004 in the Hamptons alleged that the 55-year-old hired men to lure young women. Now, the reason for this, they say, the person who identified only as Lisa says that it was to get them to spend intimate time with him. I was there because my husband worked for Sony. I was talking to other women or another woman, and this guy came up out of nowhere. Hey, he said, hey, Diddy saw you guys and wants to know if you want to hang out after this is all done. I didn't really know what to say. Okay, she expressed that she was flattered initially. He tried to convince me that it was an honor to be asked and then said it would be an intimate time, she recalled, noting that she was taken aback after the requirement of the meeting was shared. This was my clue that I wasn't being asked to just hang out. Okay, so I said my husband would love to meet Diddy. And he was like, what husband? Who is he? So I pointed him out, and the guy rolled his eyes and said, never mind. But my friend said yes and went with him and a bunch of other people back to his mansion. She never really talked about it afterwards, but just would say that she shouldn't have gone, adding that it wasn't a good experience for her. In the meantime, the court has set the date for his trial on May the 5th of 2025. Well, I guess Diddy said it ain't tricking if you got it. Ebony Eye says Puffy knows he's not the best looking dude in the world. Yeah, that, and I also think that he doesn't have any game. Okay, Skeletor fan said they had a Beyonce church in San Francisco. I don't know what happened to it. I don't either, beloved. But I mean, these people out here worshiping celebrities, you know, they are really, something is wrong with them. Okay, something is really wrong with these people. So a lot of these people are cult members. They have these whole cults. The Beehive is a cult. That's my opinion. If you're a Beehive member and you're mad, well, that's just too bad, because I think that the Beehive is in fact a cult. Some of these people have a cult following. These people will do anything and everything and stop at nothing to get next to these people. They will defend them, you know, to the teeth, whether they know the person is guilty or anything or not. Okay, they will be ready to fight, you know, knock down, drag outs, even put harm to people because of these celebrities that they don't even know in real life. It's insanity. It is absolutely insanity. Okay, please pay attention. All right. Absolutely crazy as far as I'm concerned. Now, let's get into it now. I don't know if I'm going to go through this whole thing, but Royce has like a whole, as you can see, a 9-part series. Okay, this is giving Risa Tisa. All right, but she's going in on Dwight Howard. So let's start at the first one where she says, you know, pretty much gives the reason for why she's going to tell this stuff.
Hey, y'all, it's Royce. And due to a lot of recent occurrences that include lies, fabrications, false accusations, threats, etc., I realized that it's about that time for me to tell my story from the beginning to now. Unfortunately, someone keeps calling my bluff. And when you're an ant fighting an elephant, the only way to eat an elephant is bite by bite. Therefore, I want to let you know that I am a true Cancer zodiac. I told you to leave me alone. I told you not to fuck with me, yet you still do. So, because of that, I am not Michelle Obama. When they take it low, I do not take it high. I take it to hell. And now, you're going to get what you asked for. I had a baby by Superman, and here's his fucking kryptonite. Hey y'all, it's Royce. And due to a lot of recent occurrences that include lies, fabrications, false accusations, threats, etc., I realized that it's about that time for me to tell my story from the beginning to now. Unfortunately, someone keeps calling my bluff. And when you're an ant fighting an elephant, the only way to eat an elephant is bite by bite. Therefore, I want to let you know that I am a true Cancer zodiac. I told you to leave me alone. I told you not to fuck with me, yet you still do. So, because of that, I am not Michelle Obama. When they take it low, I do not take it high. I take it to hell. And now, you're going to get what you asked for. I had a baby by Superman, and here's his fucking kryptonite. Hey y'all, it's Royce. And due to a lot of recent occurrences that include lies, fabrications, false accusations, threats. Hey y'all, I'm Royce. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm going to get this out. So, this is my story about how my life changed beginning July 31st, 2004 to now. All because I had a baby by Superman. Part 1. July 31st, 2004, I was at the movies at Downtown Disney with 2 of my friends. When 3 male figures walk in, one looking to be about an inch away from being a midget, the other very skinny and he had a bad acne problem, and another one who was extremely tall. As they come over to the concession stand, we are greeted with, "Y'all in my book." Our response was, "What book?" He goes, "My yearbook." I then respond, "No, sweetie, I'm grown." He goes, "No, my magic book. Y'all used to dance with the magic." Oh, yes. He's like, "I'm the rookie." Oh, hey. That's how that went. Okay. And he was talking about, "Oh, y'all not dancing this year, that we left them with the Lion King." Like it was a bunch of niceties and goofiness. And that was it. He still had braces. It was nothing. So we go to see The Notebook, and they go to see something that I used to think was Transformers, but it was something along those lines. I don't know. Maybe iRobot. I don't know. Anyway, about 10, 20 minutes into our movie, I go to the bathroom because I am now in a full-blown argument with my then boyfriend, who is breaking up with me because he is swearing that I'm at the movies with a dude. Obviously, I am not, but he was very insecure, and it was just an ongoing thing with us. So we broke up that day, and I was devastated because I got dumped. Anyway. Walk out the bathroom, and Superman is sitting there on the bench. And he goes, "No one should ever make you cry like that." Okay, thank you. And he's like, "Nah, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm young, but no man should ever make you feel like that." He had braces. So I'm like, again, thank you. And I go on about my business, and I go back to the movie. And I'm in the movie doing all of this, of course, on my little aim, my little sidekick. But by the end of the movie, I'm just kind of over it. So we're walking out the theater, and they're leaning on the car like they're in Boys in the Hood. So we're walking across the street, and his cousin comes up to me, which is the one with the acne problem. And he goes, "Hey, my cousin trying to holler at you." And I was like, "Well, why is your cousin not over here?" So he calls him over. And yes, we exchanged numbers. And yes, it probably was because, not even probably, it was because I was trying to make my now ex jealous. It is what it is. I was 24, whatever. So his first text to me was, "Hey, this is real name, the tall guy." So if you've ever seen me put TG on something or heard about.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to move on to the ones where she's really telling the tea. I don't have time to hear her whole life story. I was just letting you guys listen to that because I was gathering intel. So I just spoke to Gavin, who's very distraught about what has happened in New Orleans. But he told me that they did release the name and the picture of the suspect. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen. His name is Shamsud Din Jabbar, 42 years old, and they say that he had an ISIS flag on his truck. And here he is right here. And though he looks black, this man is not black. He's clearly Middle Eastern. That's him right there. That's him right there. All right. So, hold on. Let me just give you what they say on here. 42-year-old who was identified by law enforcement sources was shot and killed in a firefight with cops just moments after he plowed into crowds on the famed Bourbon Street just after 3 a.m., leaving 10 dead and 35 injured. Jabbar had what appeared to be an Islamic caliphate flag, similar to an ISIS flag. Okay, not an ISIS flag, but similar to one, hitched to the back of his truck at the time of the attack. The FBI earlier revealed that it was probing Wednesday's carnage as an act of terrorism. That's clearly what it was. Okay, so now let's get back to Royce. I'm going to skip up to maybe, I'm going to go up to part 6. Okay, because she has 9 parts on this. Like I said, I don't want to be on her all day. Hold on, you guys. Okay, we're going to start at, yeah, we're going to start at part 6. Okay, hold on. Now let's start at part 7. Okay, we'll be here. All right, here we go. Like, sub, everyone, please like and share.
It's Royce, and I'm here to tell you a story about how my life changed beginning July 31st, 2004 until even now, all because I had a baby by Superman, part 7. I decided to write a lot of this next part down because I wanted to make sure that I could recount everything in these last parts. So, excuse me for not constantly or consistently looking at the camera. February 2020, there is a text thread of conversations going on about possible quarantine in Georgia. This is with all of the mothers. Mother number 2 and number 3 said no. I ended up saying no after I spoke to my boyfriend, who is a traveling psychologist in the Bahamas. Damn, I fumbled that. A few weeks went on and the pandemic got worse. I got nervous. I got anxious, and going to my parents' house with all my pets was not an option. I looked for tickets to the Bahamas, but by then travel was restricted. In March of 2020, I am on Instagram and I see prayer hands under Mama number 5's Instagram. I'm confused. I get a phone call from Mama number 4, and she tells me that Mama number 5 has had a seizure and she has passed away. I'm devastated. I also get a phone call from Superman, and he is distraught. He's crying. He is so upset. He can barely compose himself, and he is begging for us to come for quarantine. He says he has received all these revelations, and he wants to make sure that his family is taken care of, and he wants to go through therapy. I mean, he lays it on thick. And after speaking to my boyfriend, I agreed to go. After a 7-8 hour drive, I, along with our son and our mini zoo, arrived at the estate in Sewanee, Georgia. It was late, so after getting our things out of the car and taking them into the guest house, I was called for dinner. It was awkward. Everyone was acting normal, and I later learned the people in the home were a groundskeeper, a trainer, a self-proclaimed guru, the nanny, his 16-year-old goddaughter, myself, my child, Mama number 4, and baby number 4. After I was at that table, I couldn't take it anymore, and I asked, Why now? What happened? And he states that it is because he has received all these revelations that he feels as if the world ending is almost a sign for him to make good with all bad and just a lot of stuff. He really was also claiming that he wanted to be a better father and he wanted to apologize to all of us because he was basically a hoe. I listened to it. I also asked the nanny about why she would not allow my son to speak to me, or they would take his phone and not return his phone. I had to take him to court for that. I'm really like, I'm confronting everybody because I cannot stay in a house or be on a property where I feel uncomfortable and certain things haven't been addressed. That's just me. Later on that day is when I realized that he smoked like Snoop. I mean, day in, day out. Over the next couple of days, I was bit by a Malinois dog, and I also was made privy to a conversation regarding a former teammate of his and the passing of another. We were told that this particular teammate had no emotion when he was on the plane and did not show emotion until he exited the plane and left in a private car. Why that was important for us to know, I have no idea, but maybe it was because I used to praise and still praise how great of a father he is to his kids and husband he is to his wife. I actually ended up having a talk with my Bahamian boyfriend, who was a psychologist, about this conversation, and he told me to immediately leave. He said, Royce, you're about to be manipulated and brainwashed. I didn't believe him. I thought he was jealous. I stayed. Of course, we ended up breaking up. Well, now we're discussing Mama number 5's funeral and who's going to go and who wants to go. And who ends up going is Mama number 4, myself, Superman, and the groundskeeper. Mind you, during all of this time, Superman is texting me about possibly becoming his matriarch and all the apologies that come and him telling me that he was a changed man, that he was no longer the basketball girl, and that he's everything that he me. If I need to repost those messages, I could do that. Well, now we're in Reno, and I see Mama number 3 rubbing his back one day at the Mama number 5's mama's house. The next day, we are at the funeral. I'm taking pictures because he has not seen this little boy in months, and I'm trying to give him memories. Later on that evening, we go back to the family house, and we all get drunk, and we're taking edibles. I ended up getting served that night. Let me just say it. I did. Okay. While we're in Reno, we get a phone call that former basketball girlfriend is at the house and she's playing with our kids. We thought that was a little strange, but he said that she was crazy and that she was just trying to get him back. That same narrative. Of course, I didn't believe it, but go off. When we returned back from Reno, I'm basically being sold a Disney movie plot. Now, I just didn't know that it was going to end up being Bambi. Well, I'm being asked to move in, be his matriarch, and telling me that he's going to get our son a personal trainer. He's going to get me another dance studio. He's saying that he knows Tyler Perry and can introduce me and get me in movies. And y'all, you have to remember that at this point, I am waving my surrender flag. I'm listening to all of these things, and because I have lost in court so many times, I am honestly willing to fall into submission so my son can fly to success. I don't regret doing that. I don't regret following what my heart felt to be true. During this time, we are also taking family trips to the grocery store, to the park, to the sex store. And one day he decides that he wants to have a meeting with myself and Mama number 4. He proceeds to basically try to sell us a polyamorous relationship. This was suggested by his guru. Well, Mama number 4 ended up leaving immediately. I think she stayed maybe 2 more days and she was gone. She packed up her shit and she left. Me, I laughed it off because did you really think that this was gonna work? I don't even go that way. I don't lick marbles. Oh, let me also say that baby number 5 and his grandmother are now in Georgia as well. He has now flown them into Georgia so he can spend time with his siblings. Just a little while after mama number 4 left, I went home because I wanted to celebrate Mother's Day with my mother. While I'm there, I'm getting text messages. I mean, love bombed, y'all. Again, I can post them again if I need to. But it's a bunch of I miss yous. It's I don't want to say it, but I love you. And then he pretended like he was texting a friend of his and was like, man, I can't believe how much I miss Royce. Okay. We still doing them little high school games, but that's what he was doing. And he was begging me to come back sooner than I planned. And what did I do? I left the next day. When I get back to Georgia, I am then seeing articles about how distraught he's been, how he's been crying himself to sleep, how the feeling of mama number 5 never coming back has really torn him up. And I'm confused because I had no idea that he was going through these feelings. I then befriended the groundskeeper because the groundskeeper knew mama number 5 very well. He proceeds to tell me that their relationship was actually pretty volatile, that they were in a court battle, that until recently there was no communication. He also let me know that when she was pregnant and when she had the child, she was forced to sleep on an air mattress and he would put her in a motel so people wouldn't know who she was or who the baby was. I was also made aware that he in fact did not pay for the funeral costs as he told mama number 5's family he would do. I started acting different, so he allowed me to invite a few friends over and we swam in the pool, we had seafood, we watched movies, and we played games. After that, I woke up in hell. Hey y'all, it's Royce, and I'm here to tell you a story about how my life changed beginning July 31st, 2004 until even now. Hey y'all, it's Royce, and I'm here to tell you a story about how my life changed beginning July 31st, 2004 up until even now, all because I had a baby by Superman, part 8. We are still in May of 2020, and they are shooting something called Celebrity Peep Show at his house in which our son is involved. Well, after a couple days, I have a migraine, and I decide to take a midday nap. When I wake up from that midday nap, I will go outside the guest house and it's beautiful outside. It's like a bluish orange, there's fireflies, but I see a bunch of cars and people everywhere. I'm wondering what the fuck is going on. We're supposed to be on quarantine. I see a familiar face and I can clearly tell that he is on something. And then I see Superman. I see Superman throwing up over the balcony. I go up to Superman and I'm asking him what the fuck is going on. And he looks at me crazy and he starts yelling at me. The familiar face then goes off on him and calls him a bitch. They start arguing. I'm asking where our son is. He's not responding. I go inside. When I go inside, not only do I see a table full of mushrooms and peanut butter, I also see powder and a woman peeing in a seat. I immediately get scared and I run upstairs. I am looking for my son. I'm yelling his name, he's hiding. I see my son hugging his knees in the corner of his room. I ask him if he is okay. He says that he's fine and that he's just scared. I asked him, scared of what? He said, why is daddy acting like that? I said, well, what do you mean? He was like, I was just hungry. I then asked my baby if he had been downstairs. And at first he didn't want to tell me. I asked him several times and I said, it's okay. I promise you it's okay. And he tells me that he went downstairs, but he was just hungry. I then asked him if he ate anything off of that table. I asked him over and over again. He said no. I grabbed my child. I went downstairs and I went out the front door back to the guest house, back to my room. The next day, I go outside to walk my dogs and I see an argument. This is an argument between his guru and a friend of his named Callie. I am hearing Callie threaten this guru about trying him in an inappropriate way and that he is going to shoot and kill him. He is going to come back and shoot up the entire house. I, of course, then go back upstairs and I text the groundskeeper and I ask what the hell is going on. Mind you, that particular night, the groundskeeper was minding his business as well as the nanny because they were off the clock. Well, I'm expressing to the groundskeeper what was being said, and as I'm stating this to him, we're looking outside and we start seeing police cars drive by. I pretty much freak out and I start running around the entire property picking up paraphernalia because who finna go to jail? Not me. Well, I'm being told that I'm doing too much. Then Callie starts posting YouTube videos. Callie is recounting the entire evening. He is also stating that one of the moms was there with her kid. But Callie is talking about how he was tried inappropriately and all the different walks of life that were in the house that evening. Once the YouTube video is shown to Superman, he brushes it off like it's nothing. What ends up happening? Oh, Callie is now banned from YouTube and he's also in Facebook jail. Soon after that, I get into a blowout argument with Superman. I am discussing the situation with this party. I'm discussing how he is with homeschooling and our child. I'm discussing his recklessness, and he just does not want to hear it. We are arguing, up and down. He's bringing stuff up from the past, and the trainer is there to mediate. The trainer is trying to calm him down. It is not working. There is a moment that you see in a person's eyes when you know that you got them fucked up. I saw that moment and I knew that that night was the night that I needed to go home, or I at least needed to get off that property. So what I did was we packed up all of our stuff in our zoo. I then went and got Braylon out of the main house and I begged for that trainer to let me out. And at 3:30 in the morning, he let me out. So I head to the Airbnb and I get a message that I can no longer check in early. I then have to call the trainer back. And he states that because there's nowhere place safe really for me to just sit in a car for hours in that part of Georgia with a child, a car full of stuff, and animals to come back. So I went back. But I was told to hide around the corner to where he could not see my car. He was now assuming that I was gone. I did just that. And once I was able to check into the Airbnb, I sent a text, and so did the trainer. And when Superman was gone, I escaped. I stayed in an Airbnb for a couple of weeks, and I actually spent time with Jennifer Williams and Royce Morgan. Love y'all. They actually kept my head together. I'm forever grateful. When I started heading home, I called my family, I called my friends, called my attorney, and I called mama number 2. I told her what I had just done, and she, of course, was like, girl, how crazy are you? You stupid. Like, how'd you fall for that? Don't ever do no dumb shit like that again. And she was absolutely right. When I got home, I received a phone call from grandma of baby number 5, and she was asking me when I was going back. I told her I was not. I expressed to her my concerns, and she said that she was supposed to be going for Father's Day. I said, I would tell you not to go. And she's like, oh, well, I think it'll be okay. Well, grandma takes baby number 5 to Georgia for Father's Day. She is later kicked out of the house with guard dogs on the floor. And she did not see her grandchild for months. That is how he took custody of baby number 5 from his grandmother, who helped raise him when his father hadn't been in his life pretty much ever. I later learned that the plan was for me to stay in Georgia for an extended period of time so he could claim residency over our son and later kick me out of the house. He had asked me what my bills were, and he was talking about ending child support, and whatever my bills were, he was going to subtract that from what he gave me. I almost fell for it. I didn't, but somebody else did. What happened next is not my story to tell, but it turned my world upside down. I struggled for 2.5 years with suicidal thoughts and a lot of self-blame. I'd also shut down my dance company and stated it was because I didn't enjoy teaching anymore, when in fact it was because I knew I needed to get my shit together. I then landed a job at an HBCU. I was proud of myself. It was a job that I enjoyed and that I really put my heart and soul into. I fought for that team every single day, and it kept my mind off of other things. In 2023, I attended the NAACP Awards. As I looked around, I saw all of these people that I looked up to and wanted so much to be like. I was amongst greatness. I realized at that moment that it was time to take my power back. I did the Heat Dancer reunion. I made amends with Tracy. We had a splash bash. We released lanterns for remembrance as well as emotional purges. I was doing well. In July, an accusation comes out about my child's father. In September, I do an interview with Carlos King. I then do another interview with Vlad TV. Followed by that was then an admission of what the accusation was. And like Mace said, I agreed with him when he said it's never consensual when it's a surprise. Well, 2024, I posted a reel and recounting 2023 and how excited I was. And I'm still not getting any child support, but I'm trying to make do. I'm using my savings because this can't continue to go on forever. My savings is now being drained and I'm offered a Basketball Wives contract. After talking it over with my attorney, they think that it's a good idea for me to take it. Yes, the person who said I would never go back to that show, I was going to go back. So Superman #1 was correct when he said somebody needs money. Well, yeah, because your predecessor ain't shit. Hey, y'all, it's Royce, and I'm here to tell you a story about how my... Hey, y'all.
Okay, so we're going to get into number 9, which is the last and final part. Thank goodness. But Vita says, is this the same trainer that Kanye was given? You talking about a Harley? What was the guy's name? Harley something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about her trainer. But he said he was getting a trainer for the son, which I find interesting because if you guys remember, he was given backlash about how he was training the son, how he was trying to force him to work out. And I'll show that video in a moment. Okay, Vita, thank you for your insight into the topic, beloved, your question and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Now, I have several questions for Ms. Royce Reed. First of all, Pasternak. Thank you, Gen X. Thank you, beloved. Yes, Harley Pasternak. Yes. I hope that isn't the same one that Kanye had, because that man was working with the Canadian intelligence to some degree. I think he's a whole handler. And that's just my opinion. All right, let me say allegedly. Now, with that all been said, here's the thing. I have several questions because she says that they took a family trip to the SEX store, but she was shocked when he asked her about them being in a poly relationship. I'm sorry, what? Then she says that she left the premises, couldn't find anywhere to stay because it was so like maybe 2 or 3 in the morning or what have you. And then the groundskeeper suggested she come back, park her car down the street around the corner and hide. And then the next day she escaped. And the reason she hid is because Dwight didn't want her there. He thought she was gone. And then she says the next day she escaped. Girl, you didn't escape. He didn't want you there in the first place. Let's not try to use inflammatory words to imply as if he held her captive in some way, because he didn't want her there, last she said herself. So that's all crazy. But another thing is, I'm just wondering if Royce is coming out and saying all of this on the heels, because it's clearly on the heels of Dwight and Amy Luciani being engaged. I'm just wondering if this is like some sort of get back or whatever. Now, I'm not going to say that Dwight didn't do her dirty if some of the allegations that she's levied against him are in fact true. It sounds like he did do her dirty. But the question for me is, knowing the things that she knows about him, because she said things about him in the past, why then would you go back and try to work things out? How all of these baby mamas, she's always calling all these baby mamas. That just seems like it's being real messy. And then she said that he didn't pay for the baby mama number 5's funeral as he promised the family, and that he never spent time with the child, but then snatched the child up from the grandmother when the grandmother came to visit. Well, why would you want to deal with him? Because that all sounds like, if true, that he's not a very nice person, that he's manipulative and deceiving. And it sounds like the boyfriend that she said was a psychologist, a traveling psychologist, no less. It sounds like when he was telling her not to go back because she would be manipulated and all of that, and she didn't listen to his warnings, that she went back anyway. Well, maybe she should have listened. Why are you not listening to your own man, but you're running after this man over here who you've already said so many things about in the past? So, it's just hard to have sympathy and empathy for people who just are willfully ignorant, because that's what it sounds like she was. It just sounds like she was being foolish. Okay, didn't she know who this man was and what he was all about at the end of the day? Okay, but anyway, let's continue, honey. But she's saying she escaped, honey. He didn't hold you captive. You went back because you wanted to go. And then how do you not have anywhere to stay? Had she no money on her at all? Okay, it's all crazy. Then he had her stand in the guest house and all that. I mean, okay, but let me continue. This isn't my story to tell, but I will elaborate on it, no less.
Hello, this is Royce, and I'm here to tell you a story about how my life changed beginning July 31st, 2004 until even now, all because I had a baby by Superman, part 9, the final chapter. As I stated before, I agreed to take the $113K because I figured I would be able to flip the money that I was receiving from the Basketball Wives contract. I had also received a contract for an artist development company in New York, and I just felt like I was good. I also still had my job at the HBCU. Well, shortly after, I am headed to the airport. I get there, I check in, I go through TSA. I have my cat with me. When I get to the gate, I go to the gate and I just want to make sure that everything is okay with me and my pet. He says, I just sold your ticket. I asked him why, and he said someone refunded it. I get on the phone, and that is how I found out that they had canceled my Basketball Wives contract. I'm not saying he had anything to do with it, but that's what happened. Later on in 2024, I was fired from my HBCU job. I was actually fired during the same week that my father had a heart attack. I was then blasted on the internet, called names, and harassed by some of my former athletes, and I remained quiet. I watched them belittle and degrade me and realized that no matter how much I fought for those athletes and what I brought to that program, the culture of this generation has changed. Over the past couple of months, Superman has been harassing our son. He's also been harassing the school. He's been calling our son names and dehumanizing me. I told our son to go to California and support him on a TV show, despite the fact that he did not want to go. I said, make it more about the opportunity than the visit. Enjoy your siblings. He still had no desire to go, and even after speaking to both sets of his grandparents, Superman again and Mama number 2, he said no. I still talked him into going. Over the past couple days, Superman has decided to harass our son again. I am listening to my child laughing and joking while playing PlayStation, only to then it turn into yelling and, yes, cursing. I walk into the room and I realize that he is talking to Superman. Superman is dehumanizing me. Superman is calling me broke. Superman is basically expressing to my child that I am a deadbeat mother. He says, your mom needs to get a job. Well, just so you know, I did restart my company. I also sub at schools. I also teach gymnastics after school. And I do teach private lessons. I'm pretty much like a Jamaican. I had plenty jobs. because one thing you won't do is break me. So as you sit here and you decide that you want to rewrite history, I think it's one thing that is important to know. I am the one with the paperwork. I am the one with all the phones. I have told you to leave me the fuck alone. As we go into 2025, my prayer for you is not blessings, it's hell. Happy New Year. Oh, and Tiffany's story coming soon, 2025. That's mama number 2. Bye.
What do y'all have to say about all of it? What do you guys have to say about all of it? Okay. Pretty Wing said, calling this man a fictional character because she can't say his name. Okay, Kita B says she's messy. Andrew said, I was always wondering who was coaching the Jamaican bobsled team. What? But Father Dude said, I figured that Dwight will need to cut that check. Luna says she's bringing out all the baby mamas. DJ Big Six said, Cloud Chaser. I think she's just hating. Now, like I said, I think that he may have done some shady things to her. You know, move on with your life, honey. Let it go. Okay? Let it go. At the end of the day, I think she's hating on that man because he got somebody else in his life, honey. He is with Amy Luciani, something like that. Anyway, let's go to her page and see what's popping, honey, because I'm nosy. Right? I'm nosy. And with that all being said, Dwight is living his best life. You know, misery loves company. Royce is not happy as far as I'm concerned. April said, Queen, she's butthurt. That's what it sounds like, honey. Let me tell you something. I will not let anybody know that they had me that pressed or stressed. And then she holding up all those phones. Girl, how long have you been collecting those? And what measure of information do you have on there? Let me go to Amy Luciani's page, honey, because this is all nefarious. Russ, please, just move on with your life, beloved. It's not worth it. Okay? It ain't even worth it, honey. There they go right there, living their best lives. Okay, they living their best life. I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to accidentally play their music, honey, like I just did. Hold on. But let me find this video when Dwight came out and said something in response, which I'll get to that in a second. But let me go to this video of them on the airplane being all lovey-dovey and all that. I just think she's just hurt and mad. Okay? I just think she is hurt and mad at the end of the day. So, you see there, this man's living his best life. Okay, this man's out here having a good old time at the end of the day. He is not thinking about her. Not thinking about her. And, you know, like I said, he came out and had some things to say about all the stuff that she's saying. So let's talk about it. You know, at the end of the day, another thing is, I don't know why these celebrities, I don't know why anybody, but specifically celebrities who are in the public eye, why they put their business out here on Front Street, making all these posts. You know, Cardi B does this a lot. Putting all their business out here for the public consumption, okay, for public consumption, and then get mad when people talk about it. Well, you know, you should have kept it to yourselves. Okay, you should have just kept it to yourselves. But they want to put it all out here. Are we their therapy? Because it seems like some of them get therapy from coming out and just, you know, venting to us. I just take it as salacious gossip, honey. Okay, if I can learn something from it, I will. If I can teach something from it, I will. Or if I just got to be nosy, just, you know, that's what I'll do too. Okay, so here's what they say. Royce Reed threatens to air out Dwight Howard amid his recent engagement. See, that's it right there. I don't think she's happy because he's engaged and he's moved on with his life and he's clearly having a good time. Now, the former Basketball Wives cast member is calling out Dwight Howard, father of their 17-year-old son, Braylon Joshua Howard, and has taken to social media to tell her story. You know, and here's the thing. If she was going to post that story, all those chapters and all that, she should have at least done it on YouTube so she could have gotten paid for it. She posts that stuff on Instagram. Honey, do you get paid on Instagram? You do. I don't know anything about it. Now, on Sunday, the 29th of December, Reed accused Howard of verbal, physical, and emotional abuse shared across 4 Instagram videos. Reed said that she felt compelled to tell her story due to Howard not leaving her alone when she asked him to, among other lies, fabrications, false accusations, and threats. She claims that she has receipts lined up and ready to go before the end of 2024. It sounds to me like she's the one bothering him. Okay? It looks like she's bothering him. I mean, he could be bothering her, but I'm sorry. But the way this is all coming out and playing out in front of everyone for all to see, it looks like she's the one that's bothering him. Reed went on to say that she wasn't taking this energy with her into the new year. But you post 9 videos? Okay. I refuse to go into 2025 carrying this weight, so let's go. I'm going to post the text and the emails too if you keep playing with me and calling my bluff. I know about way more than you think I do, so I'm going to leave the initials RE to let you know it's on. She then made an Instagram account with the handle, I had a baby by Superman, where she posted a series of videos detailing her relationship with Howard. Okay. She claimed that Howard tried to sabotage her career, said that he was partly responsible for her losing jobs in the past. She mentioned that Howard's attempt to pressure her into silence with legal fees only made things worse. Here's the thing, too. Speaking of the legal fees, now she already said that this man had gone to court. She'd gone to court with him multiple times, and she lost every time. But yet she still wanted to be with him. She still wanted to move back in with him and try to work things out. Then she realizes, and see, this is another reason she's mad. Remember how she said that he took the child away, took sole custody away from the baby 5 from the grandmother after the woman came to visit. And she said then she found out that he had let her come stay there because he was going to try to use that to take their child from her. And likely so they don't have to pay child support, in my opinion. But she said she found all that out at the end of the day. So now she realized that he was using her, that he didn't really, if this is all true, that he didn't really want to have a relationship with her, that he really just wanted what he wanted. Okay, he was doing something in the best interest of himself. So she's mad. She's scorned. I'm not saying that she shouldn't be, because I'd be mad too. But at some point, you have to blame yourself, because you should have again listened to the psychologist's boyfriend who warned her. Okay, the man had a whole degree in psychology. She should have known that he knew what he's talking about when he said she's going to be manipulated. That's just what happened. She was, in fact, manipulated. She needs to call that man and shout him out or something and tell him sorry. And she said that she fumbled that. Yeah, she clearly did. Running behind somebody who really didn't even want her. Okay. Goes on to say, she mentioned that Howard's attempt to pressure her into silence with legal fees only made things worse. She says, knowing damn well you've caused me to lose several jobs. Now I'm going to have to hurt your pockets. What you really care about. You should have set this one out. Ain't no posts and deletes here. You sue me. You get dust. You tried to drown me in attorney fees to keep quiet. Howard and Reed met in 2004 when she was a dancer for the Orlando Magic and Miami Heat. Howard played for the Magic the longest 8 seasons. 8 seasons, and most recently played 3 consecutive seasons with the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, he responded to Royce. Howard responded to Royce in the comment section of the Shade Room's post, wishing her the best in the future. Saying, this is my HOF year. I'm getting married. God is amazing, and I'm so grateful, and I wish Royce nothing but the best, peace, and blessings. How do you know he is unbothered? Now, y'all know that's what the queen does, right? Remember how I told you guys when somebody tries to talk slick in the comments, they try to throw me some shade, and then I tell them what I have to say, and then I call them beloved, and then I hit them with a peace and blessings. Y'all already know I'm throwing them shade, and that's exactly what he's doing. When somebody hits you with a peace and blessings after you tried to throw shade on them, tried to drag them, or tried to say something slick and foul about them, they're basically letting you know that they're unbothered, that you're the one that's pressed and stressed, not them. This man said peace and blessings. But let me continue. So anyway, Howard has made recent headlines for his engagement to rapper Amy Luciani. On Sunday evening, after Reed's online social threats, Luciani seemed to send the world a message about her boyfriend. She shared pictures of herself and Dwight on Instagram. He planted a kiss on her cheek, and they laughed and toasted with champagne glasses on the airplane. Now, in the caption, she wrote, after all that, still committed. and then put a brown heart emoji. So this is all nefarious as far as I'm concerned. But shout out to Amy Luciani because I happen to like her. Okay? I happen to like her. Never really cared much for Royce. Always thought she was a bit messy, you know. But anyway, at the end of the day, what do y'all think? Do y'all think she's clout chasing? Do you all think she's scorned? What do you all have to say about this? Little X at Queen is making me want to start rocking head wraps. Honey, you should. You should be wearing head wraps, honey. Okay, please pay attention. Kiddo said, I'm embarrassed for her. You know, at the end of the day, I'm sorry it has come to this. She's not making him look foolish. She's making herself look foolish. Okay, because we already know pretty much everything there is to know about Dwight Howard, even from down to him supposedly, allegedly wearing that pink dress. Don't we already know about that? And the dude in the wig? Y'all know about all that, right? If you don't, let's talk about it. If you don't know, you're about to know. Hold on. Now, this is a video that he got all the backlash from years ago when the son was young, because the son's about 17 now. And that's another thing. She said that he was promising her he's going to get a personal trainer for their son and all that. Here we go.
Don't worry about that. I want you to do it till I tell you to stop.
God damn.
He was trying to make the little man tough, I guess, but going about it all wrong as far as I'm concerned. Okay, that's just my opinion. Hold on, and then y'all know Big Homie CC did that interview where he said the white had on a pink dress or something. I mean, don't get me started. It was Big Homie CC that allegedly said it, not me. That's what I heard on the street. Hold on. I mean, if he had on a pink dress, that's on him. But the point is, if Ross knew that this man liked dudes, why is she mad at this man?
Is Diddy.
If she knew that man liked men, why is she mad at this man? That's all I'm saying. Why did she think that why did she take him serious when she was trying to get back to him? And their son is like 17, for those of you confused, because the way she talks about him makes it seem as if he's just, you know, a little kid.
Diddy. The biggest news going on right now is Diddy.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on Diddy? Have you ever worked with Diddy? Have you ever met Diddy?
I met him a couple of times. I definitely worked with him. But everything everybody's saying, I've been saying for years, bro. I've been saying it for years. Like, man, these boys are weird. You feel me? Like, you will go to a party with them, and you looking around like, damn, like, a lot of guys kissing each other in here, man. You feel me? What y'all do is y'all business.
So you've been to a party and seen this?
Oh, I've seen it firsthand, multiple times.
Damn.
I've seen Dwight Howard in a pink dress, bro.
What?
I've seen Dwight Howard in a pink dress with two other ladies in dresses. They all the same height at a Diddy party. You heard about him catching the assault on the little designer dude?
Yep.
Right. Him. Imagine you got two 7-foot tall, swole guys in dresses cornering you in a hotel in a bedroom. You finna be scared. Facts.
This is all nefarious, you guys. Now, here's the thing. I'm not mad that Dwight Howard had on a dress. Okay, that's his business. But I am mad because it was pink. Now, I am mad that he had on a pink dress because that's clearly not his color. You should have had on a red dress. If he's going to wear a dress, Dwight should have had Dwight, your color is red. Okay, get all red, black, or blue dresses at this point. Don't ever put on a pink dress again, beloved. Okay, I'm giving you fashion tips from the queen. Okay, but so now let's get, because this is my favorite story right here. You guys remember Tyrone Carter? I mean, what's that man's name? I know I'm saying his name. Tyrone Turner. The guy who played the one that was supposed to be such good friends with Jamie Foxx, the one that played in his name Tyrone Turner, the one that played in Menace to Society, played Kane in Menace to Society. Yeah, he tells my favorite Dwight Howard story, honey. Ross, she's not good at storytelling. She needs to take some tips from Jaguar Wright, because Jaguar can tell some good stories, honey. Pay attention. And she needs to take tips, honey. Okay, lessons, if you will. But listen, because this is my favorite story right here. This is how you tell a story, honey. I was intrigued. Hold on.
Came over to the White House and
What happened between you and Dwight Howard?
Hold on, honey. Let me put up my little overlay. Now, y'all listen to how he tell this story. This is interesting.
You and Dwight Howard.
some dude with a wig jumped out the closet or something. Some dude online was at came over to the White House in the Uber. He got there, then some nigga jumped out in a wig on both of them, and the dude was like, "Oh no, what's this, a threesome or something?" I'm like, "Hold on, I ain't never heard of a all boy threesome." So it was funny to me. It was just funny. I'm on Instagram like, man, should I? So I put a picture, I think of Dwight Howard, and I just had Karen White playing the back, because on the Lakers, he was considered Superman, him and Shaq. So then my dumb ass put Dwight Howard on the screen, and I got I'm Not Your Superwoman playing in the background by Karen White. So then I checked my Instagram, and Dwight like Nick like that. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, what? I'm like, so I'm like, man. So I hit him, and I'm like, what up, D? I said, you know what? I'm totally out of pocket. My bad, my fault. You know how many times Nick done bagged on me, and I done bagged, like, it's just part of it. But I didn't know that sometimes bags are just, it can hit a little different. You know what I'm saying? The dude just jumped out. The dude that jumped out the closet on Dwight, I think it was just allegedly jumped out. I don't know, whatever that was. I think Dwight took it personal, and I kind of took it personal after that, because I was like, damn, man, Dwight he's a stand-up person, never did nothing wrong to me. I was actually, my feelings were hurt. I was embarrassed about it too.
As you should have been, honey. Please sit down somewhere, honey. Ooh, now that story was funny to me, even though he was sitting there telling lies, okay? Trying to act like it wasn't nothing going on, honey. And then talking about he was embarrassed and his feelings was hurt. And then even admitted that he was out of pocket. I need y'all to pay attention. Y'all know I love to hear him tell his stories, because, honey, he be lying. He be lying. You can always tell when he started lying, when he starts stuttering and can't get his words out right and all that, just sit up there just lying, honey, okay? And then talking about he put Dwight up there, and then had the song I'm Not Your Superwoman playing in the background. You were his superwoman, okay? Allegedly. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, this is all crazy. Peter said, and he was a minister to Dwight Society. Okay, so anyway, Sheila said the way he's talking reminds me of the part in the interrogation room in that movie. Yes. Kidderby said allegedly. Yes, that's exactly how he stammered and stuttering. Okay. This is all crazy. Luna said, Queen, your feathers are gorgeous. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. All right, so anyway, I love y'all to life, honey. I'm about to be out of here. Purple X said, I need some damn oxygen. Help me. I can't breathe, damn it. Flat lines. Okay, so listen, I'm out of here, you guys. Okay, I hope I don't have to come back. Please let there not be any breaking news. Okay, good or bad. All right, Diddy and Jay-Z, please don't do anything nefarious for the rest of this day. And then he said, Kim Jong-un said, so you saw the male threesome at 11:15? Okay, that's what got me when he said some kind of odd boy threesome. I'm like, what? Okay, anyway, I think I've had enough. I think I've heard enough gossip for today. All right, you guys hit that like button on your way out. Okay, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Dr._AShakur, TikTok at Dr.AShakur, Twitter at DGoddess27. All right, make sure you're still subscribed to the channel, especially if you have not been receiving those notifications. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of this day. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. I love you all to life. Okay. Make sure you set your goals, even if they're short-term goals. It's best to start with short-term goals, okay, for this year. All right. And then work relentlessly to achieve them and stop procrastinating, you guys. Some of you guys are very good at procrastinating. Procrastination kills the dreams. Okay, it kills the dreams and leaves you stagnant. So please let it go. That's something you should leave in the past. Let's leave procrastination in 2024. Okay, let's leave low vibrations in 2024. With that all being said, I love you all to life. Lillian says, we'll plan to see you later, Queen. I feel another breaking story coming. Honey, no, you don't. No, you don't, honey. I got to get up out of here. I'm about to head to the metaphysical store, honey. This is one of the rare chances and occasions that I get to go and just spend some me time by myself, for myself. And I'm going to go get me a singing bowl. Okay, I need to go get me some things for myself, honey, so I can raise my own vibrations even higher. Okay, and so listen, I love you all to life. Please don't let it be any breaking news. Don't even think about it. Now, maybe I'll have Gavin come on here tomorrow because I did talk to him. He's going live today, so you all check out his channel, okay? He may be going live today. I think, well, he's definitely going live today, especially in lieu of what has happened in New Orleans. All right, so make sure you subscribe to Too Strong's channel, okay? With that all been said, and Lisa Cabrera, all right? Cookie said, Queen, I'm coming with you, okay? And so don't forget, the Queen has some things for you guys coming soon. All right, so please pay attention. With that all been said, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your life.
Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got